No one expected that the morning would turn into a storm that shook the South Korean entertainment world. No one was ready when the hashtag jungkook video sire became the #1 trending on various global social media platforms in just under 2 hours. Outbursts of curiosity, anxiety, anger, up to massive hysteria appeared together. And all of that was triggered by one thing: an exciting short video that circulated wildly online and was said to show a man who bears a striking resemblance to Jungkook, the youngest member and visual mainstay of the phenomenal boy group BTS. What exactly happened? Who is behind the spread of this video? And what makes the army tremble the most? Is it true that the man in the video is Jungkook? The video first appeared on a South Korean online forum around 2 a.m. Seoul time, uploaded by an anonymous account with only a brief description. Proof that your artist is not as clean as you think. In less than 5 minutes, the footage has been saved, shared, and commented on thousands of times. Some pieces of the video then spread to Twitter, X, TikTok, Reddit, and even embedded in conspiracy threads in various international communities. What is most surprising is not only that the content of the video is so explicit, but that the resemblance of the man's face in the tape to Jungkook is almost undeniable. Tattoos on the right hand, hairstyle, posture, to the vague manner of speech caught on tape all dragged Jungkook's name mercilessly. Netizens, both fans and haters, vied with each other to analyze each frame, argue about authenticity, look for clues, and disassemble any possibilities. Even some YouTube and TikTok channels conducted impromptu video forensic analysis to determine if it was Jungkook or just a deep fake designed to drop his name. But what makes things even more complicated is the silence on the part of the agency, HYB. Usually, when there is an issue regarding BTS members, clarification will be issued immediately. But this time, for some reason, HYB chose silence for more than 12 hours since the video went viral. This ambiguity only fuels the embers of speculation. Some believe HYB is preparing a major lawsuit, while others believe the silence is a sign that HYB is experiencing internal confusion, perhaps because she has not been able to confirm whether the man in the video is Jungkook or not. Interestingly, many believe that the spread of this video is not a mere coincidence. Several conspiracy theories began to emerge, calling this video part of a black operation to destroy the image of Jungkook, who has been known as a role model idol, clean, and loved by millions of people around the world. Anonymous sources from the entertainment industry even mentioned that this could be part of a character assassination strategy that is very neatly designed to shake public confidence in Jungkook, especially ahead of his big comeback plan after completing his military service. Meanwhile, the army, the nickname for BTS fans, split in two. Most chose not to believe the video and adhere to the principle of innocent until proven guilty. They're calling for the public to stop spreading the video and focus on moral support for Jungkook. But on the other hand, there's also a small part that begins to falter, feel betrayed, and even demand clarity directly from the idol on social media. A variety of reactions have sprung up. Some were angry, some were confused, some were hysterical and cried because they could not accept the possibility that their idol might actually be involved in such a scandal. One comment went viral on Twitter: "If it's true, Jungkook, I don't know who else in the world to believe." While another equally emotional comment stated, "Jungkook is a symbol of hope for many people." It's not just about the video, it's about the destruction of trust. But behind all this hustle and bustle, a big question continues to hang in the air. If the video is fake, who is reckless and sophisticated enough to fake it down to such detail? And if that's true, why is it only now being leaked to the public? Some netizens tried to explore the technical side. They said the video was most likely the result of a deep fake, with advanced generative AI technology capable of creating realistic footage based solely on publicly available visual data. However, there are also those who claim that the body expressions and movements in a video are too natural for a result of manipulation. They called the man's micro-expressions almost identical to Jungkook's, including small habits such as winking softly when nervous, or typical hand movements when talking. Meanwhile, a digital media analyst from Seoul University, Professor Kim Hyan, stated in his interview on the news station that the possibility of this video being a deep fake remains very large. But the level of detail and the similarity is incredible. If this is a deep fake, then the culprit has the resources and technological intelligence that is not kidding, he said. Ironically, the video comes just weeks after rumors circulated that Jungkook was under heavy personal pressure. Some fans had suspected mood swings in his letters to ARMY, who was perceived as more moody and contemplative than usual. Some even attribute this to the internal conflict in HYB, which has been only a faint whisper in the K-pop world that in less than 24 hours since the video went viral, more than 300,000 tweets have included the related hashtag, and more than 2 million people watched the snippet of the video on various platforms. South Korea's media watchdog even had to step in because of a surge in reports from the public about vulgar content that could tarnish the country's reputation. Meanwhile, on international fan forums, armies from various countries began to create a digital task force to investigate the original source of the video. Most believe that this is a high-level engineering that must be dismantled and fought. They track metadata, upload times, and try to identify the original account of the first spreader. Some have even speculated that this could be an international conspiracy to bring down the increasingly global K-pop industry. However, amid all this chaos and tension, Jungkook himself has yet to give a statement. His Instagram account remains silent, with no new uploads or explanatory stories. And this adds even more anxiety. Many are waiting, hoping and praying that the idol will finally speak out, asserting that all this is just slander or misunderstanding. But time passed, and Jungkook's voice was still not heard. While the world was still flabbergasted, international media began to highlight this event as the biggest reputation crisis in the history of the K-pop industry. CNN, BBC, until The Guardian began to drop news related to the scandal that was engulfing the megastar. Jungkook's reputation at stake amid scandal, Rolling Stone Korea wrote in its main article, while Billboard even opened a special analysis discussing the possible long-term impact on BTS's overall image. Meanwhile, HYB Entertainment finally issued an official statement, but instead of defusing the situation, it added to the chaos. In the statement, HYB only mentioned that they would investigate further and take legal steps against the dissemination of unlawful content and harm artists.